Oh, hi there. Welcome back. I was just looking at a problem here, and this problem in front of me says 20 divided by 13. And it kind of worries me because I think my answer is going to be quite long. And so I was just about to use my calculator to sort out this problem. So let's have a look and let's do this together. 20 divided by 13. And that gives me an answer of, look at that, 1,53846153.8. Now that's pretty long. Imagine if for every single answer you get in your Maths Lit exam, and you get weird and wacko answers like this. They just carry on and on and on and on and on and on. My goodness. You're not going to need 3 hours to do your exam. You're going to probably need about 4 hours to do your exam because you're going to be writing down so many figures. So what can I do with this figure of 1,538,461533, okay, or 38? How can I make that number more manageable? Well, I can take that number and I can round it. And that's what we're going to do in this segment. The whole section on rounding. Now, folk, I've marked matric papers for many years. And the one area where matrics students lose marks is in the rounding because they don't understand how to round numbers. So this is a crucial little session on rounding. Okay, let's have a look here. I've got drawn us a table. And I've got a few numbers, and we're going to round. Now, in your matric exam, normally, they would say round to the nearest whole number, round to 1 decimal place, or round to 2 decimal places. The one that comes up the most is this one here, rounding to 2 decimal places. But we have had questions where people have said, well, round to the nearest whole number, round to 1 decimal place, round to the nearest 10, the nearest 100, even round to the nearest 1,000. And so we're going to spend a bit of time looking at these numbers and we are going to round them off. And remember, the reason why we round is so that we don't have to write long answers that our calculator gave us. Exactly what we did when we had 20 divided by 13. Remember, and we got 1 comma something, 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 something. It just carried on and on and on and on and on and on. Okay, let's round. So I'm going to look here and I'm going to say, let's first of all look at all these numbers and round them to the nearest 1,000. So have a look here. I have a number 1,867,243. Right. I want to round it to the nearest 1,000. Where's my 1,000 place? My 1,000 place is right here by the 1. Okay. Now, I know that means either I'm going to get an answer of 1,000 or get an answer of 2,000. Now, I look at my next digit. My next digit is an 8. Because it's an 8 is a big number. What are my big numbers? What are my small numbers? My small numbers are the numbers 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. My bigger numbers, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Can you see? There are 5 digits in both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 digits there as well. Okay, so if I've got the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, or 4, then the number I'm dealing with is not going to change. If my next digits are 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9, the number I'm dealing with is going to go higher. So 1,867,243. The 1, the 8 is a big number. So it's going to affect the 1 and make it 2. So to the nearest 1,000, my answer is 2,000. So 1,867 is 867 closer to 1,000 or 2,000 closer to 2,000. Let's look at this guy here. I've got 5, 9, 8,888. Where's my 1,000? My 1,000's over here. What's its digit? It's a 0. Agreed? We don't have to write zeros in, but we know it's there. I've got no thousands. Now, my next digit, a 5. Is it a big number, a small number? Look here, folk. It's a big number. So what's going to happen to that 0? It's going to become a 1. So I'm going to make this 1,000. Okay. Now, I've got my next number, 13,999,999. What's my thousands? My thousand, I've got 13,000. Now, my next digits are 9. A 9 is a big number. Because it's a big number, that 13 is going to change to what? 14. So I've got 14,000. Cool. Right, it's getting exciting. Let's keep going. The first thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm just going to make myself some space here quickly. Let's get a nice big rubber. There we go. And then we're going to write some more numbers. Okay. So my next number that I'm looking at, or the number I'm looking at, is this number here. 1,867,243. We want to round to the nearest 100. So where's my 100? There's my 100. It's a 8. So either that 8 is going to stay an 8 or it's going to go up to a 9. How do we know? My next digit's a 6. That 6 is a high number. Here it is. So that 8's going to become a 9. So this becomes 1,900. Cool. 598,888. My hundreds, it's the 5. The next digit, it's a 9. 9 is one of my big numbers. So the 5 becomes 600. The next one, 13,999,999. My 100 is the 9. The next digit is a 9. So it means that 9 becomes a bigger number. What's the number after 9? It's 10. But I can't have 10 in one unit place. So what happens? I make that a 0 and I carry 1 here. So 13 becomes 14. So to the nearest 100, I've got 14. Okay. Do you notice? For the nearest 1,000 and 100, it's the same number, 14,000. Now, nearest 10. We've got my 1867. So let's just do that quickly. 1867, we get rid of that. Now, the nearest 10, here's my 10. It's a 6. That 6 is going to be affected by the next digit, 7. 7 is a big number. So I've got 1, 8. That 7 makes that 6 a bigger number, 7, 0. In my next one, I've got 598 and comma 888, right? So my 10 is the 9. The next digit is going to affect that 9. That digit 8 makes that 9 a bigger number. Okay, so it becomes 10. Again, 10's a problem, people, because why? We've got 2 little digits in one place. Can't have that. So we're going to make that a 0, carry 1, and I land up with 600. Now, it gets complicated. 13,999,999. We're looking at the 10th or 10, nearest 10, the 9. That's going to be affected by that 9. That 9 says, hey, the 9 next door's got to go up 1. So instead of 9, it becomes 10. But the problem is we're going to have to carry 1. Now what's 9 and 1? Also 10. And carry 1. So my answer is going to be 14,000. Yeah, that makes you think. Right, now the nearest whole number. This comes up quite a bit. Round your answer to the nearest whole number. So let's do that. I've got my number here. Okay, and I'm going to say my nearest whole number. What's another phrase for nearest whole number? My nearest 1. Okay, so 598, that's going to be affected by that 8. That 8 says, oi, I'm a big number. The number next to me has got to go higher. And that's exactly what happens. That 8 becomes a 9. So I've now got 5, 9, 9. Let's look at our number 1867. 1867, 243. Nearest 1 or nearest whole number is affected by the 2. The 2's a little number. So it says, hey, you number next to me, you can stay the same. So I've got 1867. Then we've got this horrible number, 13999,99. Here's my one place. So this one number, I get so excited I start choking here. This 9 is affected by this number. That number's a 9. It's a big number. It says, oi, I'm so big, you have got to change. So that 9 changes, and it changes to a 10. That number, though, because it's a 10, affects the next 9, makes it a 10. But that number affects the next number, makes it a 10. And that number affects the next number and makes it a 4. So my answer is 14,000. Okay, we understanding this? 1 decimal place. Okay, I have some numbers here. Right, but I think first of all, we need to clean up here quickly. So let's just do that. Now, when it's 1 decimal place, it means I'm going to have to clear or make this, change it to the 1 number after the decimal place. Okay, so 1 decimal place means the 1 digit after the comma. That's where we're going to stop writing this number. So 1867, 243. So it's the 2 we're looking at. The 2's affected by the 4. The 4 says, hey, I'm a little number. 2, you can stay as you are. So we've got 1867, 2. Next one, 598, 888. First decimal place is affected by the next number. That 8 says, hey, I'm a big number. You better change, bro. Okay? And so it does. And what's it going to change to? A 9. So I've got 598, 9. Now, let's look at this guy again. 13,999, 999. That decimal place affected by the 9. That 9 says, I'm a big O. You got to change. So that 9 changes. What does it change to? Changes to a 10. A 10 affects the next digit. Changes to a 10. The next digit is affected. 10. The next digit is affected. 10. The next digit is affected. 4. So what do I land up with? I land up with 14,000, 0. 2 decimal places. I have 1867, 243. That 4 is affected by the 3. 3 is a tiny number. Says to the 4, you don't have to change. I'm too small. So 1867, 24. This number here, 598, 888. That digit's going to change or stay the same. It's affected by the 8. The 8 says, hey, I'm a big number. You 8, you got to change. So it's got to change. 5, 9, 8, comma, 8, 9. Finally, we get this big horrible number, 13,000. Okay, let's just find a pen here. 13,999, comma, 999. That's my second decimal place. It's got to be affected by the 9. It's a big number. Says to the 9, you change. It changes to a 10. It fixes the next number, the next number, the next number, the next number, 4. So I land up with 14,000, comma, naught, naught. Sure, that's a lot of work. But guys, you have to know how to round. Please practice, 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 practice. If you get this right, you're not going to lose careless mistakes in your exam at the end of the year. Okay. However, let's have a look here. When we're working in some practical, real-life situations, we must think carefully about the effect of rounding off. Okay? Here are some examples we need to discuss. Rounding money. Now, folk, money is 2 decimal places. Okay? So if I give you an answer of 1 rand 90, let's say 6.5, that 5 can't be there. It's only 2 decimal places, so the answer is 1 rand 97. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hold on, how can you make 1 rand 97? Because we don't have 1 cent and 2 cent pieces anymore. We've got 5 cent pieces. Okay? And I heard a rumor that that might be changing. So, if it's 1 rand 97, what do we charge? Because we can't charge 197. Well, if I'm paying by card, the shop can charge me 1 rand 97. But if I'm paying by cash, they've got to round that money to the nearest 5. And not just to the nearest 5, but to the nearest 5 below that amount. Shop can't charge you more than what they've advertised the price for. Okay, so 1 rand 97 is going to be 1 rand 95. Even folk, if the price is 1 rand 99, they may not charge you 2 rand, even though it's so close to 2 rand. They can only charge you 1 rand 95. They've got to round that amount of money. Okay. And then number of people as well. Folk, you can't round people. If you get 2,3 people, you need to decide, are we having 2 people or are we having 3 people? You can't have 3 of a man. Okay? 3 of a woman. It's got to be a whole person. And let's see how we can apply this. So Jacqueline is catering for a group of 54 people. The muffins are sold in packs of 8. How many packs of muffin must she buy if each person is to receive 1 muffin? So we got 54 people. We're going to divide it by 8, okay, to work out how many packets we need to buy. Now, folks, when I do this on my calculator, okay, I'm actually going to land up by saying, right, 54 divided by 8 equals, and I get an answer of 6,75. So I've got to buy 6,75 packets of muffins. Now, if I go into a shop and I buy 6 whole packets, take another packet and rip it open and only take some of the muffins out, that shopkeeper is going to be very, very, very annoyed with me. So either I buy 6 packets or I buy 7. Now, if I buy 6 packets, I'm not going to have enough muffins. So I've got to buy 7 packets. Even if it was 6,001, my answer, I would still have to buy 7 packets of muffins. Okay, very quickly, and then we're going to end off with this. A group of learners is going to Murraping Centre at the cradle of humankind. There are 232 learners and teachers going on the outing. The school needs to hire buses, and each bus can carry 50 passengers. How many buses should they hire? So we've got 232, we're dividing it by 50 passengers, and that's going to tell me how many buses I need. So 232, divide that by 50, and I land up with 4,64 buses. Okay, now here's the problem, folk. I can't buy a part of a bus. We can't cut the back part off and just use the front part. We've got to use the whole bus. If I just take 4 buses, oh, shame. Some students have got a long way to run, okay? But if I buy 5 buses, all the students will fit in. But there'll be empty seats, won't there? Of course there will be. Because 5 times 50 gives me 250. So I have place for 250 students. But I'm only taking 232. So how many seats do I have? I have 18 seats open. Right. Exciting thing, this rounding, hey? So we've got to know how to round to whole numbers and decimals, and we've got to know appropriate rounding. Can't cut a person in half. We can't go and buy half a bag of muffins, okay? Appropriate rounding. Folks, we'll see you after the break.